All right, so this one is going to be very, very interesting. All right, so the book that Nugget picked.
Snarls and screeches ring out in frustration once again as they all struggle to free themselves.
No, these aren't for you. And let's do our first roll. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Rochelle. I have a limb difference and I also have a problem with pretty books. And today what we are going to be doing is doing Defend the TBR for the month of March. Now, first off, what we're going to go and do is look at the month of February. How did it go? Did we earn more points? Did we lose points because I didn't read any of the books? Let's go and see. So for February's picks, we ended up going and doing the first roll, which was a pet pick. And for our first roll, we got Parable of the Sower, which was what one of the cats ended up picking for our pet pick. And this one gave us 5 points. Then the next one was a Kindle pick. And this one I ended up going with The Institute by Kayla Howarth. And this one gave us 4 points and I successfully finished it. And then for our third roll, we ended up going and having to roll to see how many points we lost. And for that, we got 11. Then our fourth roll was another Kindle pick, and this one was a book that we just hauled. And so I ended up going and looking at my NetGalley list to see what books I had gotten recently. And for that one, I did Savvy Summers and the Sweet Potato Crimes, which I was able to successfully finish as well. And then we have another pet pick, which was for our fifth roll, and that one was Legendborn by Tracy Dion, and I was able to successfully finish this one as well. And then for our last roll, it was a mood read, and this one was The Whispering Dead by Darcy Coates, and this one gave us 2 points. And so I ended up going and earning a total of 20 points, but I also ended up missing 11 points. So you're gonna go and see the segment of how I did, how well I defended my TBR, and then we'll meet back here shortly.
Welcome back to another episode of Defend the TBR. Where last we left off, our heroine, Rochelle, sprang into action as the sounds of several kobolds rushed toward her beloved library, torches and blades in hand, all led by a black-scaled dragonborn with a malicious look in his eye. Acting quickly, she was able to unleash a blast of arcane ice and launch a magically charged stone to fell 2 of the accosting reptilians. As we rejoin the fray, the kobolds begin to rush forward to avenge their fallen brethren and ensure their mission is a success. Shouts and snarls in a language unknown to our heroine are flung at her, but the intention behind them are quite clear. They mean to do harm. Seeing the immense horde barreling toward her beloved library, Rochelle calls upon the surrounding forest for aid, and with a gesture of raising her outstretched hand with more resistance than should be present, she calls forth roots from beneath the earth, entangling the trespassers. Snarls and screeches ring out in frustration once again as they all struggle to free themselves. A smile of relief crosses Rochelle's lips, though the furrowed brow belies her apprehension, feeling her powers already reaching their limit. Although she's slowed the attackers, will our heroine be able to defeat them all? Or is her waning power a precursor to an inevitable failure? Perhaps we will find out next time on Defend the TBR.
All right, so I hope you enjoyed that segment. I try to go and add a few things based off of what people in the comments had said for our last episode. And so as always, if there's anything you think I should add or something you'd like to see, please let me know in the comments and I will try my best to establish that in future Defend the TBR episodes. So for this one, for the month of March, we're probably going to do a total of 6 rolls again. I feel like that was pretty good. The month of February was a little bit of a challenge, just given that there's not as many days in the month compared to other months. So let us go and see how we end up doing for this one. So I have the board set up the way that it was last when we ended up going and playing. So with that being said, let us get ready. I have the dice here and let's do our first roll. So we have 2 6s. So I have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, we're gonna do our first draw card. And this one is read the last book on the bottom of your shelf. All right, let us see what I have. So I recently ended up going and reorganizing my bookshelves. So the book that we're gonna go with is Hestia Strikes a Match by Christine Griot. Then let's do our second roll. 3. 1, 2, 3. So this one will have to be a nugget pick. You shouldn't have come here. Dead of Winter and Blood Marked. Nuggie. Hi. Look. Oh. And we have a winner. You shouldn't have come here. All right, so the book that Nugget picked was You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Geneva Rose. Let's do our third roll. Ooh. Landed on a 4, it fell off the table, so we have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so since we landed on long rest, that means we get to pick ability cards. So I get to draw 3 and pick 2 that I'd like to keep. 1, 2, 3. All right, so we have change 2 tiles on the board, remove choice of card, and free points plus 10. I think what I'm gonna do is probably do this and change 2 tiles on the board, and this for sure won't probably come into place until the next game, so some of the board might look a little bit different. And then which one of these do I want to do? Remove choice of card or free points. I think I might use the free points because we did lose 11 points in the last round, so I think I'm gonna use this. And then I'm gonna discard the other one at the bottom of the pile. Let's go with our fourth roll. And we got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reshuffle all the cards, okay? So maybe we're gonna do a few more rolls because it looks like I'm not having too many books so far. Okay, let's go for our fifth roll. And we got 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Roll again. 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my god. Okay, we're rolling again. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pet picks. Oh my gosh. Nugget. All right, sit. Okay, and then the one that Nugget picked was De-Evolution by Max Brooks. All right, let's do our sixth roll. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another draw a card. Read a book with your favorite color on the cover. So the one I'm gonna go with is Deathless Divide. It kind of seems like a grayish blue, so this one is a little bit more of a stretch, but I'm gonna go with this one. And then I'm gonna do one more roll since a lot of the ones that we got didn't really allow me to pick books. So we got 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Another roll again. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my god. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Another draw card. Draw 5 cards, look at them, put them face down, shuffle, and pick one without looking. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Didn't see what that one was. So we have draw 4 cards and choose based on your current mood, fan cards out, and pick one at random. Read a book with a number in the title. Read a book that matches your shirt, and read a book by a woman author. All right. Just going to... Okay, going to go with this one. Read a book with a number in the title. All right, give me 1 second. I think I'm gonna go with Bang Sue for 2 by Sujin Witherspoon. And this will be the last book that we do for our rolls. So let me put everything away and we'll do a quick recap. All right, so this one is going to be very, very interesting. So for our first one, we got draw a card, and that one was read the last book on the bottom of your shelf. So I've reorganized a lot of my books recently, and you might have seen it in my video where I was scanning all the books I own. I didn't actually get through it all, but I did reorganize a lot of my books. But the book that I'm going to be reading is Hestia Strikes a Match by Christine Griot. And this one says, Hestia Harris is 42, abandoned by her husband and estranged from her parents. Tired of covering war and mayhem, she has left reporting for a job at a retirement village on Baltimore's Inner Harbor. The UN peacekeepers' house nearby are a nice perk, but it's the people at the village, especially her new best friend, 84-year-old Mildred, who keep her safe, sane, and dating. This one will be a very interesting read, and March is Women's History Month, so I do enjoy that I have a lot of books that are written by women. Then for our second roll, we got Pet Pick, which is 5 points. Our draw card that we did previously for the first roll was worth 1 point, and the book that Nugget picked was You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Geneva Rose, and this one says Grace Evans, an overworked New Yorker looking for a total escape from her busy life, books an Airbnb on a ranch in the middle of Wyoming. When she arrives at the idyllic getaway, she's pleased to find that the owner is a handsome man by the name of Calvin Wells, and he's eager to introduce her to his easygoing ways of life. I can't wait to go and read this one. I definitely have been in the mood for horrors and thrillers, so this will definitely fit that itch for me. Then for our third roll, we got Long Rest, and for that we get to go and pick ability cards. So we get to pick 3 ability cards and then choose 2 of the cards that we'd like to keep. And so for that one, I got free points, which is plus 10, because we did lose points in our second episode. So this way we can go and gain them back. And then I also did change 2 tiles on the board. I figure, especially after going and seeing how many rerolls and things that we had on this, I'm going to have to go and figure out some different placements for a few tiles. So this has definitely come in amazing timing. Then our fourth one, we landed on reshuffle. So I had to reshuffle all the decks, even though we haven't even gotten through all the cards. So this will definitely be very interesting to see how things continue on. And then for the fifth roll, this one was quite a doozy. We got roll again, and then we landed on the next tile for roll again, and then landed on Pet Pick. This one had a picture of the cats on it, but since the cats tended to be a little bit more difficult, I figured I was gonna pull Nugget in again for this one. Technically she's a pet, and it works for her, so it wasn't going and changing anything around by not choosing a pet. And so the book that she ended up choosing was De-Evolution by Max Brooks, and this one will give us 5 points as well. This says, as the ash and chaos from Mount Rainier's eruption finally settled, the story of the Green Loop massacre has passed unnoticed, unexamined until now. The journals of resident Katie Holland, recovered from the town's bloody wreckage, capture an unforgettable tale of strength and resilience, of humanity's defiance in the face of a terrible predator's gaze, and inevitably of savagery and death. This book Charles got me, I think, either for Christmas or my birthday, and one of his friends read this book and absolutely loved it and has been wanting me to read it as well, so this will give me an excuse to finally get to reading it. Then for our sixth roll, we got Draw a Card. So the one we got was read a book with your favorite color on the cover, and this one is worth 6 points as well. This one was a bit of a stretch, but I decided to go with Deathless Divide by Justina Ireland. This is the second book for Dread Nation. I believe this is a duology, and it has zombies in it, and for those of you that aren't aware, I've been so obsessed with playing Project Zomboid on my off time lately, so this one will be so much fun to go and read, and just staying in the zombie apocalypse world. And I'm not going to read the description on this one because I realize this is the second book in the series, so I don't want to do any spoilers, but I'm very excited to read it. Then we got to another Draw a Card for roll number 7. As you're seeing, we got a lot of duplicates and repetition in here, so that is definitely a great way to segue into changing a couple of the tiles that I got from our ability cards. So I will definitely be giving a look at this, especially before our next Defend the TBR session. But I got draw 5 cards, look at them, put them face down, shuffle, and pick one without looking. And so I did that, and the one that we got was read a book with a number in the title. And so I ended up going and picking Bing Su for Two by Sujin Witherspoon. This one says, meet River Langston Lee. In the past 24 hours, he's dumped his girlfriend, walked out of his SATs, and quit his job at his parents' cafe in spectacularly disastrous fashion, even for him. Somehow he manages to talk his way into a gig at a failing Korean cafe, Bing Su for Two. It's his lucky break until he meets short, grumpy, and goth Sarang Cho. She's his new no BS coworker who's as determined to make River's life hell as she is to save her family's cafe. This sounds really interesting, and this was actually a book that I got in some book mail. I've been very excited to pick this up, and given the prompt that it needed a number in the title, I thought this worked perfectly. So as you can see, we have a very interesting collection of books for our March session of Defend the TBR. I'm a little bit nervous about this one, but if it doesn't go well and I need to DNF a book, I do have a free DNF card that will not penalize me any points. So we'll see if this is when I end up actually going and using it for this session. But yeah, I'm very excited to dive into all these books and see how well we do for the month of March. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous because these books are kind of all over the place in genres, so it will be a little bit weird and very interesting to say the least. I hope that you enjoyed this session, and if you did, please maybe leave a thumbs up, or maybe go and leave a comment down below. And as always, if you have anything that you think would be really fun to add to our Defend the TBR game, I'd love to hear your thoughts and what you'd like to add. I'm always open for more tips and tricks that we could go and do with this game to make it more fun and incorporate all of you into this game as well. And as always, I want you to remember that you're worthy and capable of amazing things. Bye, friends.